no, a link scanner cannot prove a site is safe. I tested mine with 2 harmless URLs. One scored 100. The other dropped to 72, even though its live threat list check found nothing listed. That is not a contradiction. It is the difference between not currently known as dangerous and this link has warning signs. And if you remember only one thing, remember this: clean does not mean safe. Scammers love rushed clicks. They send a fake delivery notice, a bank alert, a crypto support message, or a QR code, and then give you a reason to act before you think. The problem is real. The Federal Trade Commission says people reported about $16 billion in fraud losses in 2025. Imposter scams alone accounted for $3.5 billion in reported losses. Those are reported losses, not a count of every scam, but they explain why a simple question matters. What can a link scanner actually tell you? For this test, I used the Pickle Samurai Safety Scanner. I built and operate it, so this is not an independent review. I am showing you exactly what I observed, including the limitations. I did not click a live malicious link. I did not download anything. Both test inputs were harmless. The first was example.com. That domain is reserved for examples and documentation. The scanner returned a score of 100 out of 100. That is our clean baseline. It is not a certificate. It does not mean a site has been inspected by a tiny cyber samurai with a clipboard. It means the checks used in this scan did not produce deductions for that input at that moment. Now for the second test, I created a suspicious-looking address under .example. That ending is permanently reserved, so it is safe for demonstrations and cannot become a normal public website. The address used plain HTTP instead of HTTPS. It also included words like login, verify, and wallet. Those are not proof of a scam. Real sites use those words too, but in an unfamiliar link they deserve attention. This time the score dropped to 72. The scanner deducted 20 points because the link did not use HTTPS. Data sent over plain HTTP is not protected by the encrypted connection you expect from HTTPS. It deducted another 8 points because the address contained brand style and account action language. Then came the most important result. The live Google Web Risk check said no listed threats were detected for the domain. On the same screen, the scanner warned that only the domain was evaluated for that source, not the specific page path, and that no detection does not prove the link is safe. So which result was right? Both within their limits. Threat list check asks something like, is this URL or domain included in a list of known threats right now? A heuristic check asks, does this address contain patterns that deserve caution? One is looking for a known match. The other is looking for warning signals. A brand new phishing page may not be listed yet. A harmless test address can still look suspicious. And a real site can be compromised after years of behaving normally. That is why a green result is not permission to switch off your brain. Here is what a useful link check may examine. First, the structure of the address. Is the domain spelled correctly? Is a familiar name buried inside a different domain? Are there strange subdomains, extra words, or lookalike characters? Second, the connection. Does it use HTTPS? That protects data in transit, but it does not prove the operator is honest. Scammers can get HTTPS too. Third, reputation or threat intelligence. Is the address currently listed for phishing, malware, or other abuse? Fourth, heuristic signals. Does the link combine urgency words, account language, wallet terms, or a suspicious format? Those checks help identify risk signals. They do not replace context. A scanner may not know who sent the link, what promise came with it, what happens after a redirect, whether a login page is impersonating your bank, or whether a wallet approval is dangerous. And no scanner knows whether the person messaging you is actually your boss, your cousin, or a scammer wearing their profile picture like a cheap Halloween mask. 3 popular shortcuts deserve the same caution. First, domain age. A brand new domain can be a warning sign, but new legitimate businesses exist. An old domain can also be compromised. Age is context, not a verdict. Second, appearance. Clean design, correct spelling, familiar colors, and a polished logo do not prove ownership. A copied login page can look more professional than the real company's help center. Scammers have discovered spell check. Civilization may never recover. Third, artificial intelligence. You can ask an AI tool to explain a strange address or message, but do not treat its answer as a live security verdict. It may not have current threat data, it can misunderstand the domain, and it can sound confident while being wrong. The safest habit is not finding one magical checker, it is combining signals, then verifying the request outside the message. Use this 5-step process before you click. Step 1, stop. Urgency is data. If the message says act now, pay now, verify now, or your account disappears in 10 minutes, slow down. Step 2, reveal the destination without opening it. On a computer, hover over the link. On a phone, use the preview or copy function carefully without loading the page. Step 3, verify the domain yourself. If the message claims to be from a bank, delivery company, exchange, or government agency, open the official app or type the address you already know. Do not use the contact information inside the suspicious message. Step 4, scan the link as one part of the check. Read the details, not just the color or score. No threats found and safe are not the same sentence. Step 5, verify the request through a separate channel. Call a known number. Open the official app. Ask the person using a contact method you already trust. For crypto, add one more rule. Never enter a seed phrase, private key, or recovery code into a website. Never connect a funded wallet just to see what happens. If you already clicked, do not panic and do not keep exploring. Close the page. If you entered a password, change it from the official site and review active sessions. If you approved a payment or wallet transaction, contact the relevant provider through a known channel and get qualified help quickly. The Pickle Samurai scanner is free to try, and it helps identify risk signals. It is one part of a safer checking process. No scanner catches every threat, and a clean result does not guarantee a website is safe. Check it before you trust it, then verify it somewhere else.